Hello everybody, welcome to our weekly video. Today I decided to make a video about people who have very limited space in their homes like we do in New York City, and also what do we do when the weather gets bad. And today is a rainy day. So I decided to give you guys some kind of an idea on what I would do when the weather is not cooperating and the space is challenging. We're gonna work on the whole body today. Let's say we have only the wall that's behind me, and pretty much no equipment whatsoever. So what do? We do what we can. And let's stand up tall. So we're gonna get ourselves by that wall. We're gonna try to bring the back of the head onto the wall, the shoulder blades, the tailbone, and bring your hands onto the wall. So your palm's gonna touch the wall, your shoulder's gonna be open, your shoulder blades, as I said, gonna touch the wall as well. So this stance is gonna strengthen your core, open up your back, improve your breathing capacity, and also work some of the muscles depending on how you're gonna do it. And that's how I would do it. As I'm standing really close by the wall with my feet, back of my feet touching the wall, I try to imprint my arms, the upper arms and my hands and my forearms into that wall, placing the back of my head on the wall, lengthening my neck. And what I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna try to get a little bit taller, and a little bit taller. So I'm gonna try to press my feet into the floor, lift up my hips slightly off my legs. That sounds kind of like magic, but it really is not. If you guys press your feet into the floor, almost like if you're trying to jump, your body is gonna start feeling like you're taller than what you were before. And that is what it's based on. We're actually just trying to open up the spaces between the vertebrae and your spine. So try to do that. Your lower back curve is gonna curve. Of course, it's not touching the wall. The neck curve, again, is curving as well. It's not touching the wall. But the upper back, see if the upper and middle back can be brought a little bit closer to the wall. At the same time, the back of the arm, the tricep, let's press those triceps into the wall. And the deltoids, the back of your shoulders, those are not such a large muscles, but they still need work, right? And we're gonna do, exhale, press your arms into the wall, breathe and release. Exhale, press, breathe and release. I would probably ask you to do it about 6 to 8 times. And if you feel good about it, do 2 reps. Now, let's make it a little bit harder on you if you feel like it. As you're pressing your arms against the wall, I would also like you guys to press your rib cages down towards your hips, activating the back muscles. Since we don't really have any equipment to work the back, let's do with what we can, the wall. So the wall is kind of our blueprint as far as what our optimum posture should be. And here we go. Exhale, press, breathe in, release. Exhale, press the arms into the wall, shoulders down, rib cages down, backs active and wide. Breathe and release. Exhale, press, breathe and release. Exhale, press, and yeah, don't forget to get taller as you're pressing your arms into the wall, pressing your ribs down towards your hips, and pressing the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. A lot to think about, right? And release. But do try to make yourself think of all those things at the same time, and your body is going to really start feeling different. I guarantee. Now, after doing that for a couple of times, see if it made the difference for you. Step away from the wall. See if you can replicate the same thing without the support of the wall. See if you can stand up tall. See if you can grow a little taller. Pressing your feet into the floor. Lifting your hips up off your legs. Again, turning your palms away. Pressing the arms against the imaginary walls. So we're really trying to work the muscle memory right now. Exhale, press. Arms, shoulders, ribs, getting taller. Breathe and release. Exhale, press. Breathe and release. Exhale, press. Breathing, release. And one more time. You guys got the idea, right? So now, how about we're going to do a standing 100s. This is a Pilates exercise. And since I got very limited space here on the floor, which I cannot really use, but I do need to work the stomach and the core muscles. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bend my knees slightly, just lower my center of gravity. I'm going to still remember in my back my perfect posture with my shoulders out, with my head on top of my spine, with my lower back curving and my neck curving, but the ribs pulled down. So that stance activates my obliques and my rectus abdominis. Also, I'm gonna try to support my lower back with my lower abdominals. That's a little bit of a tricky situation, but try to press your lower abs towards your bones. Not to flatten, but to support the curve. And again, let's lengthen the arms down. Turn the palms towards the back wall behind you. Now we're going to activate the triceps and the back of your shoulders. Open wide. And let's push the air with the triceps. So as you're pulsing your arms like that, we're not going to be like a jellyfish in the whole body, but we're going to try to stabilize the way we're standing by pressing our feet into the floor. All 10 toes must support us by stabilizing the ribs, pulling the ribs down towards the hips. So the whole core of the body is really holding us. Lengthening the spines a little bit more upwards through the crown of the head. Yes, the head would be the first bone or the last bone of the spine, whatever you want to call it. And just keep pulsing the arms, pushing the air back behind you with your triceps. And this kind of thing is definitely not going to do, because the wrist, we don't want to work them. We want to work the upper arms. And if you guys feeling adventurous, you can also make circles. And you can reverse the circles. If the space allows, you can do this kind of thing. I'm going to turn myself in the profile because my space does not allow. However, still in the same stance, bending the knees, pressing all 10 toes into the floor, making sure your head is high on top of the spine. Let's extend the arms to the sides. So the thing about extending the arms, you really need to feel comfortable in your shoulder. Press the shoulder down towards the hips. Press the ribs down towards the hips. And those circles will be as follows. As you're circling your arms, your shoulders are not circling. Your torso is not circling. Your head is not circling for sure. Your neck is stable. Your lower back is supported by your lower abs. And after, I would say maybe about 30 seconds of doing those things, alternating the directions, you will feel like your upper body got a pretty good workout. So right now, let's just circle your shoulders. Do a big circle. And as you're circling the shoulders, you're actually circling the shoulder blades. Right? And going the other direction. And you did. Pretty good, right? Now, I would like to get down to our feet right now. And that's what we're gonna do with the feet. As I mentioned before, I would like you guys to use all 10 toes. Just like I'm spreading my fingers on the floor right now, It's very, very important to have sensitivity in all 10 toes, in my opinion. So let's try to practice that. As you're standing on the floor, spread your toes, lift them up, and one by one, try to put them down. Spread it out again, lift them up, and try to put them down. Shifting the weight on the toes and on the ball of your foot to the heel. And again, shifting. And let me have you guys bend the knee, and you guys gonna just bend the toes. Now, this maneuver may not feel all that good if you put too much weight on your foot. But if you don't, it's gonna feel really nice for your metatarsal to stretch the foot like that. And back to flexion of the toes, putting a heel down. And here we go with the other foot. Press. So making sure that every toe is getting a stretch in this flexion. And then rolling it forward. Just feeling good, stretching your ankle. And going back and releasing. So what to do if it doesn't feel good? Just put some kind of clothes under. Do it on a rag, do it on a mat, do it on a soft surface. And again. Just making your feet a little bit more flexible, alive, making them feel like they have senses to them. And now we're gonna stretch the back of your foot, the Achilles tendon. Also, this stretch is gonna go into the back of the leg, which is the calf. And here comes our wall. So we're gonna put one foot on the wall. Try to have this leg, the leg that you're stretching, straight. The other leg, we're gonna just make it comfortable. And your weight is gonna be shifted on the leg you're stretching. And we're gonna shift, switch, and going on the other side. So it may take a little finding the right position and the right spot on the wall, but it's very much doable. Now, the calf stretch. We're gonna have one foot forward. The other leg is gonna come all the way back. So make sure that your heel stays down on the floor. And that's what the stance look like. And then we're gonna switch. Now one leg is gonna come forward, the other one goes all the way back. And we're gonna come back on both feet. So, what else can we do in a limited space? We can stretch the quads by standing next to some kind of surface you can hold on to. And bending one knee, bringing your foot towards your glute. The whole stance is gonna really look like that. And we're gonna switch the sides. So make sure, you guys, that again you're standing on the whole foot, and as you're lifting up the other one, you really want to have yourself steady. And do hold on to something if you need to. And place that foot down. And for now, I'm gonna get myself back to my wall. And I'm gonna show you something that I do by that wall to strengthen my back. So I'm gonna put both hands on the wall and stand about a foot away from the wall. I'm placing my hands on the wall, and just like what we did in the beginning of this video, I'm gonna do a double action. I'm gonna slide my hands upwards, pressing the wall away from me. At the same time, I'm gonna push my shoulder and the muscles of my upper back down towards my lower back, making them stronger and wider. Hands on the wall, standing about a foot away from the wall. Pressing up. At the same time, pressing the shoulders down. Pressing up and down. Pressing up and down. And push myself over the wall and release. So practice that at home as many times as feels good. Don't forget the feet. Don't forget a perfect posture. So whichever exercise suits your body, whichever exercise feels like it would be a good thing to do during the day, don't forget that you gotta start it with your head on top of the spine, your shoulders wide open, and your body feeling good. And thank you so much for joining me today. See you next time.